Wait a minute. They said that the Babby Lighthouse was supposed to be a lighthouse, but looking at it right now, it looks more like a fort. I call shenanigans on what Babby was trying to tell us. You know what? I'm just kidding around. I think there is actually more truth to it than that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a lighthouse indeed, but I don't think it's a fort in any way whatsoever. As the text says, it's clearly the road to the lighthouse, or where we're at is the lighthouse. But you know what I mean. So, hey everybody, it's RRPG here, and welcome back to another episode of RRPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. In today's episode, we are going to go through the passageway from the Babby Lighthouse to the Venus Lighthouse. But we're not going to get to the Venus Lighthouse just yet, but we will go through the passage regardless. But, yeah, you know what we're going to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on with this episode that's already in progress, shall we? And as you can tell, what I'm doing is actually carrying that block over to that stump, or that thing right there, to where I can actually make a jumping block towards that, and then I can come over to this treasure chest and grab some Lucky Pepper. Yes, so we have some more luck on our side that we can equip for Isaac, or upgrade for Isaac. Yep, so we're gonna pretty much be piddling around here today, and then we're gonna be piddling around the pathway between both lighthouses. Pretty much what we're gonna do. So how's everybody doing today? Hope you all have been doing fantastic. I have a little bit of good news for you. I finally managed to score myself a part-time job at a grocery store, so I'm going to be doing some work over there, and hopefully that can help me get some income to where I can actually buy more games, so that way I can entertain you all in the future with newer games that I can do for both my channel and for Necessary Gaming. Yeah, so I'm getting actually pretty excited for that. And my orientation started today back at, well, I wouldn't say where, but my orientation started today, to be precise, and it was quite an experience, and I'm definitely going to have a lot to learn when working at the place. But for the most part, I think it will be fun regardless. And it's probably going to be one of those things where I'm going to have to readjust my schedule when I wake up and when I go to sleep, because you know, for the position I'm at, it's kind of an overnight position. So yeah, you could probably guess that the position is grocery overnight stalker. Yeah. So I'm probably going to be there at some parts during the middle of the night, but not all of them. Okay, so, well, I'm just hoping that's not the only part-time job I have. I want to get another full-time job, a part-time job elsewhere, so that way I can be working full-time, and that way I can have a lot more money to buy some more games. Buy more than what I would initially pick up. I mean, I still am planning on picking up Kid Icarus Uprising, but I do want to get a paycheck first, and I can put down a reserve on that, and that way I can play that game and let you all know how it is. Okay, now we have a Jupiter Genie to fight against, and this is pretty much the last Genie before the Venus Lighthouse. But there are some others that we did miss out on, but once we grab this, then we should have 25 in our overall possession, and that way that will make it 3 steps closer to having all the Gene in this game. Yeah, it's been quite an experience grabbing all those Gene to equip on our party members if we want to become a lot stronger. Let's go ahead and do some damage to it since it's sleeping. And we couldn't even get it paralyzed. Well, we probably wouldn't have gotten it paralyzed anyway because of it being a Jupiter Genie, regardless. Still not done. Hail! And we felled Jupiter Genie. Okay, we got some good experience and coins for that. Alright, this is the 6th Jupiter Genie in the game. This is Luff. I'm not entirely certain what Luff does, but we are bound to find out in this thing right here. And, oh, I see. It is used to seal a foe's synergy, so that's good to know. So that was the Genie I was looking for Ivan. To seal a foe's synergy. Okay, so we now have all of Garrett's Mars Gene in this game. So that means there's only one more for all the other characters. And once we get to the Lost Age, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but once we get to the Lost Age, then I will place the first Genie that we get in that game at number 29, because, you know, with this game, or with the other game being a direct continuation, then I'm going to be, you know, starting from the 29th position and working my way up all the way up to 72, because when you get Isaac and his party recruited into your party when you play the next game, then you will have all 28 Gene equipped onto you. That is if you have the password system between both games intact for the Lost Age, or if you do the Game Boy Advance link cable or whatever, where you can transfer the data from the first game to the Lost Age to make things a bit more easier. Because if you don't transfer all your data to the Lost Age, then you're not going to be able to go through the secret dungeon that you can get a stronger duo summon, or whatever they call it. Or no, actually a couple of duo summons, now that I think about it. And probably in access to probably the hardest boss in the entire game. In that entire game. I mean, my gosh, it's even more frightening than the final boss in the Lost Age. Okay, so as you can tell, more of the enemies we have here are pretty much brand new, even though they are reskins of other enemies. Well, definitely palette swaps, to be more exact. But for the most part, they are beatable. And when we go through the Venus Lighthouse, when we go through the Venus Lighthouse, there will actually be a stronger weapon for Isaac, which I would consider to be his ultimate weapon in this entire game. But there is a stronger weapon in the Lost Age that is more powerful than the weapon that we're about to get in this game. And oh my gosh, Garrett has been gripped by an evil curse. That is not cool. Or, no, I wouldn't say he's gripped by an evil curse, he's just being haunted. That means that it could do damage to him at any time it wants, the evil spirit. But for the most part, we're okay. And Ivan leveled himself up to a 23 Magister. Yeah, so that's what he was at his strongest state in terms of the gene that we can gain for him in this, or for the amount of gene that we can gain for him in this game. Well, specifically Jupiter gene. He becomes a Magister for his highest class. But there is a higher class in the Lost Age, and I'm pretty shocked that you could go one step above from the stages that or from the classes that you can have your characters be at this game, or the highest classes that they can get in this game, and you can be one step above in the next game. That just only adds more excitement when you think about it. And by the time we go all the way up to the top, when we slide down, then we should be able to end up to a place where we will have a conversation between the characters, between our characters and Eodom and a very special friend of his. Well, you shall see once we go down here. Yeah, his special friend is down below here. If we come over here, we should be able to talk to him. But first things first, we still have to fight against a couple of Skull Warriors now, don't we? Fun. Fun. Oh, random battles, you gotta love them. And, yeah, I was being sarcastic. Sometimes I regret putting in the random battles, but for the most part, they go by pretty fast, so. Okay, so we managed to take down that group. We come over here. We talk to this guy, who actually goes by the name of Farron. And they are discussing about that doorway that Felix and his party went through, but these people can't seem to get through the passage here. And I guess this has something to do with adepts only being able to go through the door to the roadway between the Babby Lighthouse and the Venus Lighthouse. I'm saying that no one has ever gone through here? Oh, jeez. But yeah, the character right there at the left, his name is Farron, as Eodom has says. And I guess Farron has a very special bond with Sheba. I guess he took Sheba in and allowed her to stay in Lollivero to aid in its construction of the Babby Lighthouse. But evidently, since Satoru Seminardi has her prisoner, there's nothing. They can't even try to get her now. Looks like we're the only ones that can try to save her. It seems like one subplot after the other, huh? I mean, we were trying to go after Felix and Satoru Seminardi's group, and they made it to the Mercury Lighthouse before us, and now they're making it to the Venus Lighthouse before us. But the thing is that they have Sheba with them. Oh, we seem quite sure of ourselves? Oh, gosh, you are really harsh, sir. Jeez, I'd rather not even talk to you anymore until you see what kind of power we have. Well, evidently, Eodom trusts us, since Babby has trust in us. Okay, go ahead and let's follow the same path that they took. So we're going to be using Reveal here, and then we can open up the passageway so we can try to go through that path. Okay, so let's go ahead and show this skeptic what we can do. Okay, so let's go ahead and use Reveal here. And then we push the switch. And now the door opens. Yeah. The door has opened. And now they start to believe that we can actually do something to help Sheba. But I doubt they're not going to be able to get through by the time they try to approach it, but we'll have to see. We did it because we're us. It would take too long to explain. So, yeah, Farron and everybody else don't even know what adepts are. And they try to approach the door, and it closes again. So, looks like they can't even go through. It looks like it's only up to us to make it all the way to the top of the Venus Lighthouse to save Sheba. No synergy. It prevents people from no synergy from entering. And it would be perilous to go through the Venus Lighthouse like that. And now Farron is pretty ticked because he just can't leave Sheba behind. But it has to come to this. I mean, either one way or the other, in order to save Sheba, you guys need to stay behind. And we definitely do have a great power than they can imagine. And Eodom is right. And that's how it seems. And you would be getting in our way. Just don't try to act arrogant, okay? Do not fail us. You must bring Sheba safely back to us. And all their hope lies within us. Alright, so our mission right now is to go save Sheba from Satoros and Minardi. Alright, we're here at the tunnel ruins finally. And as you can tell with that statue, that showed us the light from the same time when we gained the blessing from the statue to grant us access way through the Venus, or the passageway between this lighthouse and the Venus Lighthouse. So yeah. Some good stuff there. Normally I wouldn't do this, but you know what, just for the heck of it, just to make things a little bit fun, we'll just do it this way. We'll just create a walkway like that, and then we could just trot along this way, and we're gonna go over here. Now, I'm not sure what you can get from going through that pathway over there. I'm pretty sure there's a treasure chest, but I don't mind going. I mean, I really don't bother going that way. Besides, we're already still strong enough as we are. I'm pretty sure there's a stronger piece of equipment, but I specifically don't care. Okay, and as you can tell, we need to fill these things up with water, and that way we can actually put some weight on it to where we can create the platforms like we did at the one over there. And rightfully so. Very nice. So as you can tell, going through the passageway between the Babby Lighthouse and the Venus Lighthouse, it's pretty much going to be puzzle heavy. And the reason why it's puzzle heavy is because they're challenging us to see if we can actually make it to the Venus Lighthouse, which is pretty obvious if you think about it. But yes, if we're going to get through the Venus Lighthouse, we have to undergo these puzzles with grace. Okay, so oh, it's using sleep on us. But it has no effect on any of us, so we're okay. So yeah, these are reskins or palette swaps of Orc Captains. They are known as Orc Lords. And the Aqua Sock from Garrett's Silverblade, it can actually... there's actually a good chance to where you can actually drown your enemies. Okay, let's open up this treasure chest and see what we get. Ah, some Ashra's armor to Garrett. But I'm pretty sure we want to give that to Isaac. So let's go ahead and give that to Ivan, and let's get the Ashra's armor for Isaac, so that way we can have him be a bit stronger. Yep! Very good. As I said, I tend to let Isaac have the stronger armor first, and then I give Garrett the second strongest armor to him. It's just the way I am. I mean, when I play RPGs, I usually have the main protagonist be the strongest in the group. Or I usually play as the main protagonist. I mean, you've seen the characters that I play as in the Tales series. I usually play as the main protagonist most of the time. Well, definitely all the time, but, yeah. Okay, and once as we push this over here, we're gonna have to douse the inside of the... We're gonna have to douse the inside here, and then we're gonna have to hit the thing with frost. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit it with frost. Nope, didn't reach. So, I think we're gonna have to climb up the stairs, and we're gonna have to stand next to the puddle, and then we will use frost from there. And rightfully so. We got some really awesome music playing in the background, too. This is good for, like, final battle music, like the fight before the final battle, which pretty much is used for the final battle in this game, to be quite honest. Okay, so we got a Manticore King and a Wild Griffin. Or Wild Griffon, or, yeah, Griffin. Or Gryphon, or... Griffin. We'll just call it like that. I know a Griffin is actually supposed to be something else, but this is, if that's what it looks like, then we'll just call it by that. Or, I mean, if that's what the enemy is like, then we'll call it by that. Okay, now we have a very interesting puzzle we want to do here. Now, I'm trying to figure out how this is supposed to work. There's some way you have to put the statues in a specific direction, so that way you can actually access the puzzle, but it's really not that hard to figure out. If we do it this way, if memory serves me correctly, I think we have to get the statues on the, what do you call it? We have to get the statues to the spot that's diagonal from them at the far end. You know, like with the purple, we need to take it to the bottom right, and for the blue, we have to take it to the upper right. With the red, we have to take it to the upper left, and so on. At least I think that's how it goes. But we'll have to see. I'm pretty sure it is, so I think we pretty much have ourselves a puzzle we completed right here. And after we complete this puzzle, we shall make our way to the doorway towards where where it will take us to the Venus Lighthouse. Okay, so, oh, and by the way, I actually did get to try Final Fantasy 13 too, and I actually was very surprised by it. I mean, sure, it might fall in the same route as Final Fantasy 13, but I think the sequel is actually a lot better. But I'll have to give you my 2 cents in the next episode, because we're going to end things off right here. So, anyway, gamers, next time on Double RPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance, we're going to resume where we left off, and we're going to start going through the Venus Lighthouse about halfway, or nearly in its entirety, but we'll have to see. Yeah, it'll be a long trek to the Venus Lighthouse, but not as long as, oh, I don't know, like a whole game's worth, but it'll be long like what it was when we went through the Mercury Lighthouse, but you shall see what I mean. Anyway, gamers, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter with the links in the description, and if you like what you saw, then be sure to rate this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments below to let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Alright, gamers, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you on the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys then.